What is up, YouTube? Back for news in the world of UFC Part 3. What a banger this will be. So much to talk about within the past month, and we're just gonna go right into it. A few things I will be leaving out, a few things I will not be going into crazy detail about, but until then, we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna start with UFC signs a $7.7 billion deal with Paramount. Insane. Worth more than Paramount itself, apparently. Paramount was like estimated at 6.4 billion or something I heard. This deal is 7.7 billion. So what this shows me is this is a long-term investment that Paramount is buying into. They think the UFC is only going to continue to grow. I think they're right, but at the same time, I mean, the promoters aren't doing a very good job of getting, and I will get into it, but the promoters are not really helping it. This company could be thriving, they could be selling pay-per-views, but they do not put in the effort to promoting. But you know, Canelo and Crawford comes around, and all of a sudden we gotta, put all of our marbles into that, even though boxing is still a competitor to the UFC. So crazy work by the internal brass of the UFC. Dana White, obviously, probably the head honcho, or at least the guy that's not behind it, but the guy that's the face of it right now. So hopefully, with this deal, eventually they will go back into actually promoting fights and actually giving us a solid build up. Just so we don't have to, look at posts and social media to somewhat get us excited for matchups and everything. So either way, that is such a big deal for the UFC. I'm kind of glad Paramount came out of nowhere. Because one, it benefits me. I randomly have a Paramount account. Just I don't know why. I just was always too lazy to cancel it. So that's huge. I don't really have any other TV platform. Like I don't have Netflix. I have Hulu through my family. So this is that's a convenience win for me. I also like it because I had a bad feeling that Netflix and whatever deal they were gonna have was not gonna benefit me that much. It was gonna be better than ESPN Plus. Like there was no way that you weren't getting the ESPN Plus, you know, being like better than it actually is. Like ESPN Plus is garbage. Still the pay-per-view model and everything like that. Um, hold on. But yeah, I'm very, very excited that they will be getting away from the pay-per-view model, depending on what it will look like, as well as essentially getting into the specifics. I know they will do cards that they will buy. Um, Probably the White House card being an example. You probably also have some of these other cards. Like I know they're going back to Salt Lake City. They're probably not going to do a card over there or like a pay-per-view card. Dana White said that the pay-per-view model will never go away, but he obviously it will be very limited with this deal. So, people are saying, hey, we need to find a star. Who's the star? Who's the next McGregor? Stop that. Like, we don't need one guy to carry the sport to take the sport to the next level. We need a few guys. we have those few guys, and we probably will get more on the way. Um, but some of these new stars, they might not be around for long. So hopefully the development gets better. Honestly, the UFC just needs to market more again. That's essentially what needs to happen. So if they put all their marbles into promoting fights, pay-per-views, fight nights, just building it up, like start doing like interviews before the fight nights, like with the fighters next to each other, and you have like an anik in between them, like how they used to, or you know, stop promoting boxing. That would be a good one. Like let's just like start there, but we'll see what happens with all of this. Great for the UFC, not in terms of the money that they got, but I think this could eventually be a big thing. This could expand the market, no doubt about it. It's just a matter if the company itself will contribute or just fall back on. Hopefully, fighters just win a lot, and hopefully the streaming service itself just carries. So hopefully, they start working with the internal brass and everything. But moving on, we'll talk about very sensitive topic that's been going around recently. It's the Rajah Jackson incident. I don't want to talk about it too much just because it's not stuff I really like to talk about on this channel, but it is good that to spread awareness and to give my 2 cents. Um, it's very tough to see. I still kind of am. I still would say I am a little bit. I was a big Rampage fan, so, and like his son was funny in some of the videos I've seen before and everything. But this is a generational thing because he got influenced by his chat to do it, and shame on him for acting on it. But, you know, um, if he doesn't get arrested or if there isn't no repercussions, this is just going to allow all these streamers and pranksters and all of this to do it because they'll think that there's no legal action that could be involved. There is no repercussions for their actions. So, um, I don't think Raja should go to jail for life, even though it does look like it was attempted murder. I'm fine with like I don't know all these legal terms like felony, misdemeanors. I don't really care, but I say prison 5 to 10 years. I mean, he's already going to be blackballed from every MMA organization. They're obviously not going to trust him in an organized fight, nothing like that. So he'll be done there. Um, it was such a tough scene. I couldn't even watch the video. I saw the first two land. I mean, the guy was out after the slam. I get it. He crushed a can on his head, whatever, and he didn't know it was about the prank. But I saw Raja kind of apologize, and Raja was cool like during the beginning of the stream, from what I've heard, and then the chat just like started calling him names and saying that he was like kind of being a pussy and everything. So, it's a tough scene, but I don't think he deserves life in prison. I prayers to that other guy. I hope he gets out. He's strong and everything. Um, yeah, very sad to see. Apparently, he was choking on his own blood in the hospital, which is like very, very scary. Um, so, I mean, you never know. Maybe one or two, maybe three more of those punches literally could have killed him. So, there definitely needs to be some trouble coming the way of Rajah Jackson. And shame on Rampage for streaming throughout this whole incident. Like, you should be putting the phones away, putting the streams away, which is crazy to tell a 45-year-old man. And you need to be trying to figure out a game plan on how you're going to protect your son and protect your image as well. But yeah, hopefully he learns his lesson and don't think it should be life in prison, but it should be definitely prison time. That was pretty brutal. But moving on to the next thing, we got the look ahead. We're looking at the end of the ESPN deal, the end of 2025. We're looking pretty stacked right now. We're going to be going over fights, rumors, what's going on, and we're starting off with this upcoming week. We got the France card, we got the Fight Nerds versus the Frenchman. Um, Looking forward to it. It's an early card. I'll be waking up early to watch the whole thing. It's doable for me. So I'm excited for that. We're going to get Huffy versus Saint Denis, and then we're going to get Imavov versus Boy Heil in the title eliminator. Prediction week will be, or prediction video will come out in a couple days or so. And then as for the following week, we got UFC Noche. I don't know what they're going to do with the co-main event after Raul Rosas pulled out against Rob Font. However, we still have. It shouldn't be a title eliminator, but it is a highly anticipated fight between Diego Lopez and John Silva. What a fight will that be? And if John Silva wins, I'm fine with him getting title shot after Lerone Murphy. I don't even like John Silva, but he would have earned it. I do think this is a massive jump up. I will talk about it next week on who I'm going with and why. But then we have an off week, and then we have Oldberg versus Reyes. This is why I wanted. Nobody was calling for this. This is why I wanted. This should be light heavyweight title eliminator, and that would be cool. Maybe, but I'm pretty sure Dana did say Yuri versus Roundtree is the title eliminator. Maybe he was just saying that to kind of bolster the cell phone announcement. You know how that boys roll. So we'll see what happens there. May I help you? Either way. So we'll see what happens there. I'm very excited for that fight. That should be the title eliminator after Pereira and Ankalaev 2. But probably they will probably have to fight again. Oh, they shouldn't have to fight again. They should be able to wait out, and then Khalil and Yuri winner, I guess, will get first dibs. That would be tough, but that's so annoying. I hate them recycling. Like, let's do Oldberg and Reyes as fresh matchup, and then Oldberg, I mean, arguably deserves it now with the win over Jan. So that's a good one. And then we arguably have the most stacked month of UFC in company history in October. Actually, I don't know. I might take that back. Because March 2021 was also crazy, but it just sucked because it was COVID, so it was all in the Apex. However, we have two pay-per-views, two pretty stacked fight nights. We got a month. We will be in Vegas, live. Not on YouTube, but live with my eyes in Vegas for the first pay-per-view, which is Pereira, Ankalaev 2, Merab Corey, and I just said it, Roundtree versus Yuri. Insane. That will be scenes. And then we have Oliveira and Fiziev next week in Brazil. After that, also potential future title eliminator in RDR versus Anthony Hernandez in Canada. Canada's actually getting somewhat spoiled for once. Maybe I just jinxed it. Probably people are going to pull out with injuries now. Then we go to Abu Dhabi to see Tom Aspinall's, in my opinion, second title defense against the Frenchman, the baguette guy, Cyril Gane. So we got a stacked October. I forget what they're doing in November. I know they're doing Saudi Arabia card on the 22nd. Obviously, they're doing MSG on the 15th. Don't know if they announced anything for the 1st or the 8th of November yet. And then obviously they will be off the 29th for the Thanksgiving weekend. December, a lot of rumors about what's going on, what's going to happen. I've heard Topuria Gaethje. Hopefully that's not true. That better not be true. I'm hearing Volk Lerone Murphy. Sign me up. That's what it should be. That should be your main event, and then put Pantoja versus Joshua Van in the co-main event. Boom. You got yourself a fantastic build to end the year pay-per-view. What else could you put on that card? I don't know. I would like a Shaf Khan Sean Brady. At this point, we always see Shaf Khan that last pay-per-view of the year. It's how it's been the past 2 years. So why not make it a third at this point? Because he never fights. Shavkat, Sean Brady, not feature prelim. That'd be crazy. Um, feature fight, feature bout on the main card. I think it is. Yeah, third fight, whatever the third fight would be. And then I don't know what else you can do with that, but either way, it's hopefully they capitalize the UFC on this end of the pay-per-view model. This is how you do it. Stack these cards, make people actually want to pay $80 for once, you know. But we'll see what happens. Very interesting to see. Shout out to Dana White for not doing his job and just announcing these fights in the worst way possible. Absolutely pathetic. Shout out to Paramount for being dumb enough for even trying to get in on these deals and trying to pay the UFC, because now you're enabling this bad behavior. Absolutely enabling it. This should not be happening. They should have a bunch of people not named Nina Drama go out there and make me hype for a freaking fight. Outside of obviously the two names fighting, whatever. Like, I need something to really build me up into the hype. And I'm not talking like Colby Covington, random trash talk that just makes no sense and you can obviously tell is fake or whatever. Like, I need them to have promotional tools and use them to get me hyped for these fights. I'm fine with them running Apex cards a year, like probably about 5 to 8 Apex cards. I'm fine with them. I like it. It's a switch up. I love the switch ups. What I don't like is how COVID got them lazy, and that's kind of when I became a fan. Whatever, but off of what I've heard from other people, what I've researched and everything, this is it's crazy. You can't say this is their peak, but it's also their downfall. Starting to become their downfall. But we'll see what happens. We still do got exciting champions in Taporia. Islam potentially could be another champion here soon, which he's pretty exciting too. You also have Shamaev. I know his performance against Dreykus was horrible, but I would like to think he's still an exciting fighter. They got some guys. They can work with this. So we'll definitely see what happens. I think there was one other thing I want to talk about. I can't really think about it, man. A lot of big changes coming up, though, for the sport. It will be very interesting to see how the transition goes. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think we're entering a new era in terms of fight style, but also in terms of I don't know, it's just gonna be different. It'll be different. We'll see what happens. Um, Hopefully it's for the best, but seeing that phone announcement for the 322 and 321 thing was pretty bad. I didn't watch that first when I initially made the reaction video, but then saw people breaking it down. I'm like, the phone announcement already is annoying, but I heard he cut it short because he had to go. Like, dog, it is your job to promote these fights. Like, this is criminal. I wish Dana White would retire. Even though I don't agree with a lot of what he's done, I think some of the reason why he had to be such a hard ass and kind of do what he does is what made the UFC successful, and me as a viewer have more fun with it. But at the same time, I meant from the unethical business practices to, the just lack of care for the sport anymore, while also promoting boxing. I don't like how he's hanging out with all these like 30-year-olds that are streaming and stuff. Like, you have a family, like, I don't know. I mean, that's just probably like, it's weird, man. I really don't know where sports gonna be. I really do worry about it in a way, but at the same time, it's just like, at the end of the day, it's just like it's life. I'll just go back to liking baseball or something, I guess. It's whatever. But we'll see what happens. I'm hoping we get Taporia to kick off the year on the pay-per-view. If Hamza put on a even better performance against Dreykus, like finish Dreykus or whatever, I would have said you gotta have Hamza do it, but no. Taporia to kick off the year. Um, do him against Armand. Probably won't happen. I don't want to. Honestly, even though Armand's one of my favorite fighters, I also feel like I don't want them to give it to him. But I don't want them to give it to Gaethje. And I'm not going to get into all this again. And Pimblett doesn't deserve it yet. I think. I don't know what they got to do, man. It's brutal. It's so brutal. Saw Ankalaev wants to move up to heavyweight. That was another thing too. That would be huge for the sport. I would love that so much. Um, Honestly, I'm fine with it. If he beats Pereira. See if Pereira moves up to heavyweight. Pereira doesn't move up to heavyweight. I say move up to heavyweight. I say, hey, I beat this guy twice. Let me move up to heavyweight. Um, I don't. I don't know if Dana would want to give him an automatic title shot though against Aspinall. But I also think Aspinall would smoke him. Like I would, it'd be it'd be very interesting actually. I don't know. Uncle Life has really good IQ. The lighter man skill too, moving into the heavier division. Um, I don't know. That would be very interesting actually. If Ankalaev took time to like build muscle and not look like John Jones, which just came back with a massive beer belly, whatever. And don't get me wrong, it didn't matter because he did run through the two opponents. But just saying, like if Ankalaev actually builds up, gets in shape, whatever, and fights Aspinall, I think that's like the only guy that beats Aspinall. On paper, everyone else just gets absolutely smoked. Like who beats Aspinall here? I don't know. I mean, it's heavyweight, so honestly, and Aspinall's by far only weakness is the fact that he keeps his chin up in the air. So I mean, there definitely is a guy that could do it, probably knowing how life goes. But we'll see what happens. But other than that, YouTube, it's been. Oh wait, I might have to get this real quick. Um, don't worry, I got you. Oh shit, I think I blew it. What the oh man. But yeah, news in the world. UFC Part 3 has been complete. I definitely am missing stuff. Maybe I'll do this more often. Maybe I'll do this once a month rather than once every like 2 or 3 months. Um, but yeah, a lot is going on in the UFC right now. Oh, we got it dead. Oh my gosh. Double lung. Wow. Way to sneak that in there to end the video. That's huge for the fans. All right, YouTube. It's been real. We're out. Goodbye.